I am coming into focus, getting closer to you in your life, because I am the living legend of hair loss, the true alpha male, rocking the bald, rocking the beard, rocking the brave. Man, I need an American flag just to like pop up behind me, but I don't edit my videos because it's not worth my time. See, the free market has taught me people care more about their obsession about, quote, am I going bald, than they do about flashy videos. So I feed into that obsession to try to help those people who are obsessed with that topic, because I'm far from that. So that's how it works. The mentor helps the person who has not got to that point in life. As for me, here's the point in life I am. Hi, I don't care, thanks. So let's check out a comment right here. I made a video called, oh that's funny. The video is called, Do Atheists Believe I Look Better Bald and with a Beard, which is kind of a joke video, but okay, so here's a real comment coming on a joke video. From Caker Baker, I'm not even asking any questions there. Quote, hey Nick, just came across your channel and saw your video where you talk about whether your hairline is receding or maturing. I'm dealing with an issue I can't really find a clear answer about on the internet, so I decided to ask you. I wanted to comment about it on that video, however, I really don't know how YouTubers receive comments, and I thought maybe you'd see my comment easier if I posted on a newer video, which, okay, I gotta give you credit. It worked, because I decided today to start with the newest comments because I figured in theory they're the most relevant, so, okay, a good call. Here's the thing, I'm 19 years old, and on the right side of my head, my hairline is pretty much juvenile. However, on the left side, my hairline, I'd say, is maturing. You can see the baby hairs, which are the thinnest around the temples, and get thicker towards the middle. Still not as thick as the rest of my hair though. However, I definitely would consider the left side of my hairline mature. Now this worries me a little bit because I'm not sure of what this means. So this is a very long comment, but ultimately I'm gonna just go ahead and answer it. Stop worrying about it. I mean, a lot of guys get caught up on one side of their hairline looking a little bit different than the other. It doesn't matter. All it means is you can get a better glimpse of what the other one's going to look like in a year or two. I mean, that's all that really means, because think about this. In real life, I can't think of one time I've seen a man who had like straight across hairline here and then receding here. I've never even seen that. So therefore it all kind of balances itself out. I mean, ultimately the human body is designed in a way that we're not completely the same on both sides. I mean, let's just check me out, for example, and not look at my hair, because there's not much to look at. I am so not symmetrical, okay? Let's just check this out. Okay, so in theory, if this is half of my face, look how my teeth are right here, but the end of my nose comes over here. See, I have a crooked nose. I have a very crooked nose. And if you look at this side of my nose, it even kind of has a point there. It looks a little bit bigger. On this side, my nose looks smaller because most of my nose is pushing this way. So that already, not to mention my eye, I have astigmatism right here in this eye. So by default, this eye kind of goes this way, whereas this one is fine. So this is my bad eye. So when I just do this, everything's blurry. If I do this, I can see everything just fine. So I have glasses just to kind of help me have better vision, but then also to kind of help, I guess, redirect my eye there. You know, and I've always been that way, and that's just who I am. I accept that I am not a completely symmetrical person, because none of us are. It's normal to be. So yeah, ultimately don't worry about this anymore. Stop thinking about it, because ultimately a lot of times you have to think, if you were somehow strange for having a hairline that was going back a little bit more on one side and not the other, you're saying that it's maturing, so basically maybe the temples are starting to recede a little bit more, or you know, it's starting to go back a little bit more, but the other's not. Just think, how many grown men do you have with hairlines where it's that noticeably different? Once you start getting, you know, older, you're 19 now, you know, you just graduated puberty as far as I'm concerned. So, I mean, give it a few more years, you know, these are the years for a lot of guys where things are still kind of getting sorted out post-puberty, you know, even as far as like growing a beard. Like, for example, you all know I could grow a beard since I was 16, a full connected beard at age 16. That's a little bit abnormal, because for a lot of guys, they have kind of some fuzz, and then it's not until like their 20s that they start finally being able to get like a real decent looking beard. It's because all that's still being sorted out. Some guys don't even get like chest hair until, I even know a guy who didn't get really hair under his arms till he was in his late 20s. Now granted, he's got zero hair loss and he's 50 years old, which goes into one of my theories about hair loss. But ultimately, it's nothing. You should not worry about it at all, because how many men do you know that have Norwood 3 and juvenile? It doesn't exist. It'll work out. It'll balance itself out. And I would say you're in a pretty good situation in your life if that's what you're worrying about. If that's what's keeping you from, isn't that how it ends? It's like you said you're losing sleep over this. My response was don't. Yeah, there it is. It says, I feel like this is the last thing I'm really losing sleep over. Don't. Thanks for making the time, for taking the time and reading this comment. Your videos give me a lot of peace of mind. Okay, well, great. So, and then your last line, I feel like this is the last thing I'm going to lose sleep over it. Done. Completed. There's no reason to lose sleep over it. Now, granted, let's tackle the real fear that you might have, and that is your fear that, oh no, am I going to go bald? Now maybe I'm putting the fear back in you. Every viewer on my channel may go bald. And that's why my channel is largely so popular. Most of my viewers are not bald. They fear they might go bald. The fear of going bald sells, it does. And so I thought, I tried years ago when I started this channel to make videos about stuff I actually cared about. And then I realized people didn't care about that. People didn't really care about what I had to say or what I thought. Just like recently, I made those videos about my existential crisis, my midlife crisis at age 38. Crickets, yeah. No one cared, no one watched, they didn't matter. People don't care about me unless I'm telling them stuff about hair loss. But granted, I'm post 35, and once you become a man, ultimately at age 35, you don't become a man at 18, or when you graduate college, or when you get married, or when you turn 30. 35 is typically at the point where that starts happening, where you gain the mindset, hi, I don't care, thanks. It doesn't matter if I'm bald. It doesn't matter if I'm whatever the thing is that will make me perceive better. People are not judging you on that thing. They're judging you on about 20 other things, and those matter a whole lot more than the superficial thing that you think that they're judging you on. I've made many videos about that. Now from here on, I want to make a rule for everybody. Anybody who wants me to, address their comment about their hairline, oh no, I'm going to go bald kind of thing, I want to put a new rule in here. I want you to start putting in there as you tell me, what age you are and how your hairline looks, and tell me at what age you could grow a full connected beard. Tell me what your 1-year-old photo looked like when you were 1 year old, because that's a projection of you at age 35. Talk about all those things, because those help me answer your question that much more accurately. But ultimately, and also if you're of Asian descent, because if you are, your likelihood of going bald decreases greatly. But in addition to that, tell me what you're good at, because that's the most important thing about all this. Whether you go bald or not, that doesn't matter. What does matter is your identity. And knowing what you're good at and what you're bad at is totally going to define you the rest of your life. Females will totally judge you on that. If you're a guy who does not seem to have ambition or goals because he doesn't know what he's good at, that is the most unattractive thing. Women want to know, hey, this guy is good at fixing cars, computers, whatever the thing is, that's your passion, you're good at it, you follow it. Do you make the most money doing it? Maybe, maybe not. Women care more that you know what your passion and your ambition is, because that is a man who has his own identity. The man who's worrying about if he's going to go bald at some point in his life, whether it's the next 5 years, next year, next 10 years, by the time he's 40, oh, I just hope that I have as much of hair that Nick could grow if he grew. I wish I'd at least have hair on top when I'm almost 40 like he is. None of that matters to a female. In fact, if she knows that women, okay, how to rephrase this without getting in trouble with the Twitter police. I was about to say women are like dogs, they can smell fear. But how about sharks? Is that better? They can smell blood in the water. Either way, women are totally judging you on your level of confidence. So if you let it leak out at all that you are subconscious, that you start to see your hairline go back and you fear you might go bald because your grandpa's bald, she's done with you. You're no longer attractive. You are weak at that point. You want to be bald, beard, and brave, like Nick Shell. That's what women find attractive. You want to broadcast your masculinity. You want to broadcast your confidence, even if it's not real. If people think that you're confident, then you're confident, and that makes you attractive. So from now on, if people want me to talk about their hairlines and try to assess if they're going to go bald, I want you to tell me what you're good at, what's your passion, because that ultimately is the part of your identity that people actually are going to be judging you on the rest of your life. If you don't have an answer on that, then I may not have an answer for you, because without that, you are never going to be a confident person. Your comments belong right here.